Hi everyone, welcome back to Nettie's Down Under. Right, what I've done so far is this. I have 1.5 cups of warm water into the bread maker container, and then I have added my yeast and bread improver. I love using this one. It's not cheap, but it's good. Then it's asking me to put 2 tablespoons of caster sugar. So, yep, so it's time to get the caster sugar out of the bag while I'm holding my hand. It goes 1 caster sugar, 2 sugars. Oops. Now let's put that down. Yeah, I just dropped a bit of sugar on there. Whoops. Put it back into my container. See, my caster sugar container. I love it. Also, it says to put 2 teaspoons of salt into it. So what you do, you put your 2 cups of warm water in, and while you're setting yourself up for the rest, you get 2 teaspoons of sugar. Then it says 2 tablespoons of oil. Now the oil I use is canola oil. The reason why I use canola oil because I like it more than silly vegetable oil and stuff like that. One oil I like to try to make my bread out of is the sunflower. So here we go, 2 tablespoons of oil. Here we go. 1. Next one. 2. Alright, so what I do now is I give that a bit of a mix. Now the reason why I do it is to make sure that my yeast is already done. The salt is already into the water. I make sure it's all mixed up together. Even though the machine can do it for you, but I just like to make sure it is mixed up, the yeast and that, okay? Now the next thing we need to do is the fun part. Yep, and I'll show you what the yeast looks like in the packet. You can actually get the flour in the same brand. And last 2 weeks ago, I was very lucky that I walked into Woolies, or Woolworths like we call it, and sitting there was the last packet of that flour that was left, and I couldn't help myself. I had to buy it. It was only 10, I think it was 10 or $8 or $10, something like that, for a big 5 kilo bag. So for me, that's going to last a long time. So that helps me not to buy more flour, and it'll keep me out of the cake section for a while. Yeah, I know, it sounds funny, doesn't it? Yeah, the other thing I have noticed too, right, is the price of food is just gone through the roof here. Unbelievable. I have to go back and check how many. Okay, yep. That's 3.5 cups of plain flour. So what I did, I dumped the first half cup straight into the bread maker. Now it's time to get 3 cups of flour out of my container. I keep my flour into this type of container. I've been doing that over 9 years now. I used to use a lot of plain, and then what I used to do, if I don't have to buy 2 different kinds of flour, is I buy plain flour, because I was making a lot of baking stuff. So I used to use what my mother used to call gunpowder, which is baking powder. Yeah, my mum had funny names for things. All right, now we need 3 cups of plain flour. So just make sure you spread it over your bread maker container, because it doesn't get it all yucky. So I'm going to tell you what else I do. I actually turn this into the dough, because what I like to do with the dough, if I can, I like to get at least make 4 rolls. The reason why I say that is because I like to have the fresh dinner rolls after I bake. And I honestly, it's not that big of a rolls. I'll show you my rolls. Okay, so there's my rolls. They're in a plastic bag. See if I can open it. Hang on, yeah, I'm playing around with the plastic bag, so I want to show you what the rolls look like. Plus, I'm watching the birds out the window too, because every morning I have at least a dozen birds or so come visit in the backyard, and I really like that because I get to stand at my kitchen window and I watch them. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. My bread rolls. They're not big, they're quite small. So what I'm going to do today is to make that a little bit more bigger, is I'm going to do 2 different doughs today. So I can make some rolls, make some, and then my next thing is what I do with the net left over when I start making the rolls to keep them is I let them cool down and then I freeze them, because who can eat so many rolls in a hurry when you're on your own? It's not worth it. So it's it's my last cup of flour. Come on, you silly bugger, pull up. Hey, I know, I'm sound funny, eh? Alright. Now I bet you're all wondering, Nanette, why don't you just do it like the old-fashioned way, is do it on the bench top? The reason is that, I have to show you why. I suffer badly with rheumatoid and osteoarthritis in my hands. And I've had it since I was a young girl. And I've been watching my fingers going like this. See the lumps? I'll just pull away. So it's really bad. I got on this hand and this hand. So it's really, really bad. And I'm not kidding, I can't even open bottles. I have to use, I'll show what I use to open bottle with. Okay, see my scissors? Okay, they've got like grip things there. You can open your bottles with them. Then the other one there's got a can opener, or just an opener. So I just use this knife. I even use it to open cans. I close my knife, I try to pick up the can, and then I flip my knife back and I open my cans that way. It's the only one where I can get along with things in this house. All right, now back to what I was saying, back to the bread maker. So 3.5 cups of plain flour, a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of, oil? Yep, no, sorry. 3.5 cups of plain flour, 1/2 cup of warm water, a packet of yeast, just these little sexual ones, like I showed you before, one of these. Just need one. Okay. Then 2 teaspoons of salt, 1 tablespoon of caster sugar, and 2 tablespoons of oil. Okay. So, time to go back over and I'll show you what I do with this machine. This machine, I have to tell you, I actually picked this up in the Ox shop. And in the Ox shop, some Ox shops don't sell electrical appliance because it's dangerous. And this one where I got this from, it sells electrical appliance. So all I do now is I close my lid and then I press what kind of loaf I want, and it's asking me light, medium or dark. Okay, And also it asks me on my loaf what size I want. And it asks me either 1.5 kilo loaf, a kilo loaf, or a 2 kilo loaf, because this is a big bread maker. It's huge. It says down here, down the bottom there, is a bread maker big loaf. Wow. So here we go. I want mine to be on. Where? Hang on. I forgot to. I need to switch it back on again. Okay, loaf. Oops, select. This is what I need to do. I forgot to press select. So you press select, and then it'll ask you what kind of loaf color you want. So I have light, and then it will take you through your settings like light, medium, dark, and size. Yeah. And then it will set you through again. It will ask you if you want it light, medium, or dark. So I set it on medium, and then I got another square here. I press select again, and I will count down to the number I need to make this with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press dough. So that's dough is on number 12. So 1, 2. Oh no, sorry, I mucked up there. So what is? Let's do this again. Right here. Because I wrote my recipe out big, I can see it. I have to go and get my glasses. I can't see that's very small. I know what everything said, but I want to make sure I got it right. That's all. Time to put the readers on. Yeah, I know. They're big readers, aren't they? The frame stuff. All right. So I'll go through it again. Select. Then I press select. Then I press what I want. So let's go to 12. Life size, I got, 750, 1 kilo, 1.5 kilo. So I just go, no, what are you doing to me? So we go, where's my start button? There we go, start. Okay, on here, now still what I'm asking, and only goes for an hour and 10 minutes. On top of mine, bread maker. Okay, it says preheat, knead, rise, bake, and warm. Okay, so when that's all finished, right, the dough will cook. It's making my dough up now. Look, I'll show you what I mean. See what I mean? That's the dough. Better close that back over. So when this is all done, I take it out and put it onto my board. Take my glasses off. I put on my board. I put a little bit of flour on my board, and then I just make sure I can put it back together, and then at the same time I get my bread tin. See my beautiful bread tin. I still got where I cook. I spray it with oil. That's not a cooking oil spray. And then what else I do, I get a bit of flour, and I just lightly flour on top of the oil as well. And that stops it from sticking to the pot and the pan and that. Because this is really an old style way. There is modern other stuff that they use to use. It's like all these non-stick stuff, Teflon stuff. Waste of time they are. That's if you do it the way that's the way I do it. But normally with bread makers, you don't have to do the way I do it, okay? Because I love making bread rolls. That's what my first thing I'm making. I'm going to turn this dough into bread rolls first, and then I'll make another lot, and I'll let that turn into bread. And honestly, making your own bread is a totally different taste than what you buy in the supermarket. It's much, much yummier. I totally enjoy it. I have it with my butter or margarine. I put jams and lemon spread and whatever you want with it. And it's lovely to have like 3 slices of it with hot soup and stuff. So I don't know what I've done with that other loaf of bread. Here it is. This is the other loaf of bread I made last week. It's taken me a while to get through it, and it comes out a lot more smaller. So compared to what we'll do in the bread maker. So you've got 2 choices. If you're only after bread, leave it in your bread maker, let it cook like it's normal, 3 hours, whatever. The other thing you could do in these bread makers is you can do a pizza dough. So you get your recipe again. I'll share that later. You make your own pizza dough, make pizzas with, or also it said you can make jams in this. I've never tried that. The other thing you could do, you can make cakes in them too. I have never tried that yet with my bread maker. That's something different. To select, you press 1 to bake, and then it's got wrapper, wheat. You can make sweet loaves and dough bread and fruit loaf out of it. Bread makers are wonderful, handy things to have. Honestly, this is my 3rd bread maker. My first 2, I overused it. I really did. This is my 3rd one. And I don't think I'll use it as much as like I used to back in the days. And please give it a go. There's no harm in it. If you don't try, you never know. Hey, because honestly, I'll be straightforward, guys. I tried my first loaf of bread. I totally messed it up. I went back and tried again. This time, I went online and I found the right recipe I'm happy with. Anyway, guys and girls, have a lovely day. Keep cool, keep warm, and I'll talk to you all later. Bye.